Just look at that, it fits like an absolute glove. It's as if it grew there. I don't know why they never made it like this in the first place. This is so much better. Hello, I'm Charlie and welcome back to my channel. So I had a friend reach out to me recently and said he got a problem with his printer van, the windows keep steaming up. When you take a closer look at it, you can see that those air vents there, they're just useless, aren't they? They just don't point anywhere near the window. And there's not enough travel on them to make them point even close to the window. So first of all, I pulled the air vent out the window and I noticed that this piece would come off just under these few clips here. And you can see that it comes off quite neatly. So I took this home, scanned it on the Sermoon S1, reverse engineered it in Fusion 360 and then built on top of it a better design air vent so it would blow the air directly onto the window. I scanned it with the Sermoon S1. I didn't actually video that because it was a dead simple scan. Just did it in parallel lines, dead easy. Okay, so this is the part that I scanned. And as you can see, there's the clips there which held it in. It's a good scan, but as usual, it comes into Fusion 360 all over the place. So the first thing you have to do is align it to the coordinate system. You can actually do this in Creality scan, but you can't do it accurate in Creality scan. So I always do mine in Fusion 360. The first thing I did was open up Direct Edit, and then basically you put a plane on the bottom. That plane on the bottom I did by selecting 3 points on that bottom face there then. Then I aligned it with the XY plane. But as you can see now, it's aligned with the XY plane there, but it's not in the middle. Then I created a mesh section sketch on that plane, so far up the body. If I turn the body up, you can see the sketch, which then allowed me to find the centre line, and then I could align that centre line with the origin. And there it is, moved over to the origin. Just put the body back on there then so you can see how it's sitting. Centre of the bore to the origin, and the top of those tabs, the bottom of the body on the XY plane. I then created a new component which I called Vent, and I created a mesh section sketch of the profile of this part. So if I turn the body off again now, you'll be able to see the profile, the mesh section sketch. And if I edit that sketch now, there's the profile, and this is the sketch that I drew around it. So when I've got that sketch there then and that profile, I created a revolve, which now forms the main part of my air vent adapter. And if I put the body back on now of the mesh, you can see how close it is. Pretty good. Okay, the next job then was to create these tabs. I wasn't going to bother with like that little tab there, for instance, and this one here. I didn't think I needed that. So I set about to create these bottom tabs. I then created a sketch on the bottom plane with concentric circles just out a little bit and 2 lines there from the origin. I then created a extrude to come down for the tab, and I tried to get it so it was just overlapping a touch. I didn't want it perfectly on the edge there, otherwise there'd have been no material to hold when I printed it. But I couldn't have it in too far, otherwise it wouldn't have fitted in my part. And I did another extrude upwards to give me a bit of strength there. And I created another sketch there in the centre, extruded out to make a cut into the tab, added some chamfers around the tab, and then I patterned the tab in 4 places. And then I created a chamfer there on all 4 places. I did try to do that chamfer before the pattern, but the pattern wouldn't work for some reason. It must have been because of the geometry there, so I just created the chamfer afterwards and put it in 4 places. The next job was to create an offset plane, and that plane was just a simple plane that offset from that plane there. I drew a sketch on that plane and put a horizontal line, which I eyeballed to be just a little bit above there. Then I created a plane which intersected that plane and that line to give me an angle there which I wanted for where the vent ended. I drew a sketch on there where I drew 2 profiles, one offset from the other, which is where I wanted the outside of the vent to be. The next sketch I did was on that plane there. If I just hide the body, you can see what I mean about the plane. That was where I was going to loft between the 2 now. Put the body back on. The first loft was the outside, so I chose the outside of that profile to the outside of that profile and lofted between the 2. And secondly, I chose the inside of that profile to the inside of that profile, and the loft forms a cut. Just turn those planes off now, you can see where it finishes. Quite nice. And just to finish off, a little bit of a chamfer around the edge of there. Quite simple, really. If I put the mesh back on now, you'll be able to see how it fits with the mesh. Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good, even if I say so myself. So now I've got to turn this into a physical part. I thought, what material shall I print this out of? And I decided to print it out of ASA carbon fibre. I wanted to use the carbon fibre because it just looks nice, and the ASA are needed for the temperature and the UV resistance. Again, in Fusion 360, this is dead easy to do. You just go to Utilities, select the body, and you export that to Bamboo Studio. Once in Bamboo Studio, I decided to print it in that orientation. Obviously, I'd got to consider the support structure. I didn't want any support structure on here, and I wanted minimal round here. I couldn't do it without any support at all. This bit from that face back won't be seen because it'll be in the dashboard. So if I just had supports now there and slice the plate, you can see where the supports are. Just a few around the bottom there. I messed with this a few times, different orientations, and that was the best I could find. Any marks there from removing the supports wouldn't be seen. Wouldn't be seen on this bit here, or that bit. The only place it would be seen is just on this face here. So that went off to the printer, and this is how it came out. As you can see, there's no layer lines there, is there, to speak of. That's the carbon fibre that does that for you. You can just see where I've removed the supports there, but as I said before, most of that will be hidden actually behind the dashboard. Bit of a side-by-side comparison here of the way the one was reverse engineered from the other. Looks good, doesn't it? I obviously printed one for the passenger side as well. All that's left to do now then is to get up my mates and get it fitted. So going back to the vehicle then, it was easy to put into place. Just made sure that the top was the top. It was the same one I printed for both sides. I just obviously flipped it around 180 degrees when I fitted it. And as you can see there, it looks absolutely smashing, doesn't it? That carbon fibre really comes out well, doesn't it? It's great for this sort of part. Then the driver's side went in. That went in okay as well. And I think now my mate will be really happy that his windows don't steam up in the winter. So as you can see from that then, with a little bit of creativity, a simple scanner, a bit of free software, i.e. Fusion 360 and Bamboo Studio, and a 3D printer, you can produce something really good, can't you? Dead easy, dead simple. So until the next time, thanks for watching.